Good afternoon. It's Wednesday. Wednesday? No, it's not. It's Tuesday. I lied. Quiet day. Well, it's been a quiet week. Kinda. Let's see. Let's start with Monday, shall we? Monday, I was exhausted because last week on Thursday, Matt had his MRI. Friday evening, Carl had his play. Saturday, Xander has his cage show. We made history. First cage wrestling show, first cage wrestling match on the Isle of Wight ever. So we made history. So that was brilliant. It was a good long day. It was a hard day, you know. Oh God, I'm so tired. Then Sunday, Dara had a party in the afternoon. So Monday morning came round and I was just like, you're going to school? No, I'm just going to sit do fuck all. And I literally sat and watched AEW Forbidden Door all day. I went to the shops in the morning, went down to Aldi to get the Crave cereal because Daryl likes that, and a little bit more shopping. And I came home at about 10:30. I started watching wrestling. I didn't finish till 5 o'clock because Forbidden Door is that long. Then Daryl went on a play date after school. They didn't bring him home till 6, so that was cool. Today was sports day, so Callie came with me. We dropped the kids off, and then went round to the school gate, and sports day started at about 9:15. We were there all morning. It's great and I love it, but because they did like years 4, 5 and 6, there's a lot standing around. You know, the kids come, they do an activity, then they move on to the next activity, and it's spread against the whole field, and you can't see it all because they're too far away. So quite a few points, and you can't run around the bit that we are allowed to run around fast enough, you know. So basically on your feet for 3 hours to watch from fucking mile away, don't we? But anyway, Dara did good. He had fun, and that was that. Picked Nathaniel up from school, went to mine. They went home about an hour ago, and I've just been sitting going ugh since they left, and now I'm going to go get Dara from school. So yeah, I'm really, really tired. I keep thinking things like, I need to do this, I need to do that. So I have the energy. So I'm going to take Daryl up, and then I think I'm going to go home and we are going to veg in front of the TV because I know he's going to be tired. But yeah, I think that's literally going to be it. I'm so tired. Shopping's coming today, so I can't completely like blank out because I need to be able to answer the door. But thankfully they tend to be early, so yeah. Okay, we'll veg other than the shopping. Off to Callie's. She has midwife in an hour, said I would go with her. Just had it with my mum. She's annoyed because I couldn't find something quick enough on the internet for her. She wanted me to find an audiobook, so I looked on Audible and nothing came up. So I was like, oh, how do you spell the surname? And she spelled it how she thought it was. I was like, no, I'm still not getting anything. Well, I found it on Google yesterday, bearing in mind my mum is blind as a fucking bat, right? So I was like, oh, okay, I'll have a look on Google. So I started typing it in, and I said, oh, it's not spelled like that. Have you found it then? I said, no, I did say, give me a second. I said, God, you're annoying, you know, jokingly. Oh, well, don't bother then. And it's like, and I get life is very frustrating for her, but there's only so fast I can do something. You know, I try not to respond when she's angry and frustrated, because I'm trying to be empathetic. There are times when I'm like, why are you shouting at me? I'm doing the best that I can. Then I found out that actually what she'd found was an audio book, but it wasn't on Audible. It was on an American audiobook website. So I was like, that's another subscription-based thing. It's not Audible. Now, I get no help with my mum. I have 2 sisters. The eldest sister is disabled. She's mentally impaired. Hasn't seen my mum in years. Doesn't bother with her. The middle sister, well, she comes around for birthdays, Christmas, Mother's Day. When she wants money. She's never once taken our mum to an appointment. She's never once... I don't think she's ever taken mum out to lunch. She's never... they talk on the phone probably every week. She lives next door to my daughter, by the way, whose house I'm walking to now. My daughter's house is like 5 minutes from my house, tops. She doesn't come around and visit. Only birthdays and, Mother and Sunday and that. They talk on iPad, video call. But she doesn't come visit. She doesn't come around and say to Mum, do you want to go out anywhere? She doesn't come around and say, have you got an appointment? She doesn't come and ask me if I need any help. I have 5 children. I have 5 children and almost 3 grandchildren as well that I'm got to worry about. And okay, my sister works. I don't. She works in the cafe at Morrison's, okay? It's not like she's some high executive whose life depends on her getting an assignment in on time. She works in a fucking cafe at Morrison's. I don't. My time is literally devoted to running after my family. My mum is very... I love my mum, don't get me wrong, I really do. I love my mum to pieces. But she's not a tactile person. I remember the last time she hugged me. I think it was when I had Daryl, probably. No, when Stuart died, I think. So 5 years. It's been 4 or 5 years, I think, since my mum hugged me. She's not an emotional person. It's her dad's fault. Her dad was, stiff upper lip and all that. But my dad was a hands-on person. My mum wasn't. Never has been. And she, oh my God, what are they doing? They're chopping down loads of trees outside the rectory. Cut it back from the pavement. She's... Can't remember last time she told me she was proud of me. I mean, I make her sound awful, but she's not. She's, she's been a good one. She's looked after me. She's looked after my kids. I can't thank her enough for that. But it's the whole, you're not moving quick enough, snap to it attitude that just winds me up. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, I don't know. I guess it's because I've got all the responsibility. It's hard. No one tells you how hard it is. On my way up to school to get Daryl. It's the end of the day. Kelly saw the midwife this morning. We walked down to the clinic and it rained most of the journey there. Funny enough, there's that light rain that tends to sit on your clothes, you know. So yeah, appointment went well. We had the baby. It was good. So yeah, I made mum lunch. She seems a better frame of mind this afternoon. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I'm really tired. It's Wednesday. Oh, thank God. Oh, I feel like I could sleep for a week. I feel tired. Burnt out, you know. No energy. I don't know. Hope I'm not sickening for something. I could just sleep. So, yeah, anyway. Good morning. It is Thursday morning. I am off to Lidl. Lidl are doing a school uniform promotional thing where you can buy like a whole uniform for £5, which I can't imagine they sell much in that because most uniforms are, well, tops and that are embroidered in that. But they are doing shorts. Now Daryl's on the days that he does wear school uniform and not PE kit, he is in long trousers, which isn't very comfortable for him right now. So he's asked if I can get hold of some shorts, which they're doing for £1.75 a pair. So I'm thinking I'm going to go down and buy some shorts and yeah, get those for him. So I'm going to walk down to Lidl now. Then I'm going to go back via Aldi and Morrison's to get a few bits and bobs that I want as well. I got my little bag that converts into a big bag. And yeah, we're going to just do that. So it's a beautiful day. It's going to be hot, I think. Although there's a nice breeze, which you can probably hear on the microphones. But yeah, I think it's going to be a nice day. The dogs won't mind, they're asleep. I'm not bringing them out because they're not my dogs and I don't feel comfortable tying them up outside a shop while I go in. Especially not as I'm going to be doing a couple of shops. And Binky would like stress the fuck out. Dolly would probably be alright, but Binky would stress. And like I said, they're not my dogs, so I can't do that. So they're at home with my mum. She knows I'm going to Lidl. Yeah, just going to walk along listening to a book. So I'm listening to a Star Trek book at the moment. It's called Imzadi. It's a next gen book. I love it. It's one of my favourite next gen stories. But I'm so bummed because it's an abridged version. Audible didn't have the unabridged. They've got so much out and they've changed the story slightly, you know, like who said things and what happened and when things happened. And they've added all these fucking sound effects. Like when a communicator beeps, you actually get the communicator beep. When they're in a place where it echoes, they make the voices echo. And it's really fucking hard to understand it. Like it started off, the whole book starts off and there's a thunderstorm. I could barely hear him talk. Oh, it's narrated by Riker, Jonathan Frakes, which I thought would be awesome, but you can barely hear him over all the sound effects. It's really annoying. So I'm gutted that they've done this. They keep doing this to books and I don't get why, you know. And I don't get why they abridge books. Who the fuck wants to listen to an abridged version of a book? Why? Why would you want to? I want to read the whole story. And I've read that book loads of times, so I know pretty much how it goes. And I thought, it'd be great to have it to listen to. But it's ruined, you know. And I said, when I got it, I was like, oh mum, you know, fucking anxiety, I love this story. And she came back, she went, I couldn't listen to it. And it's a book that's like yay thick, been abridged down to about 4 hours. And she was like, I couldn't understand what was going on, so I couldn't hear half of it because they kept throwing in these stupid sound effects. So yeah, annoying as fuck. So I'm going to finish listening to it, and then I'm going to give it back to Audible. I want my credit back. And I will put a shitty review on it. And I'm also going to tweet Audible and say, why do you keep doing this on certain books? It's like there's a book by Stephen King called Insomnia. Again, I love that story, it's brilliant. But they play this really loud, jarring music at the end of each chapter. And you'll be listening to it quite happily at a nice volume, and then this music comes in and it's deafening. And it's jarring, really horribly jarring. It's supposed to be, you know. Sounds like fucking... It's deliberately like off key to be jarring, and it's like, why would you do that, you know? And the guy who narrates it, I don't know whether he is older or not, but he's got the kind of voice that makes him sound like he's older, because the main character in the book is an older guy in his sort of late 60s, early 70s, and they obviously got this guy to narrate because he sounds like he would be a guy in his 60s, 70s. But sometimes you can't actually hear what he says because the music is played over the voice, and it's like, does nobody listen to it playback and go, actually, do you know what, people can't understand that, you know? And it's like, well, some people have real trouble, especially older people, and I've noticed this now at my age, that I'm having trouble differentiating. There's a puppy. Yeah, I found like the older I get, the harder it is to separate voices and sounds. Yeah, I mean, like, I pride myself on my ability to be able to just drown out the TV when Daryl's watching crap. You know, if I'm reading or something, I can just turn the noise off in my head. But I'm finding it harder now. Like, if I'm in a crowded area, I find it hard to hear the other person. I find it hard listening to two of my sons, Matt and Xander. Both have very, very deep voices, and they speak very quietly. They mutter. And I feel like I'm constantly going, what? To them, because I can't hear them. You know? And I said to Matt about that the other day. I was like, I know you mutter, and he's always muttered. I was like, but you need to speak up. I just can't fucking hear you. And it's really annoying. So yeah, it annoys me when audiobooks do that. It's like, I didn't sign up to listen to a performance. I signed up to listen to a fucking book. You know? So yeah, I'm absolutely gutted that this book is A, abridged, and B, badly done. Very badly done. So I can't even get it as an ebook. Yeah, because I looked for it as an ebook as well at first. Because I had it for years. And then I got rid of all my paperback books. Sold them all on. Did like this ginormous book sale. I went to a car boot and did all that. And in America, people who are American and wondering what car boot sale is, you drive your car to a big field where there's lots of other cars, and you sell things out of the trunk of your car. Yeah, the idea is you fill up your trunk, you lay out, most people lay out a blanket on the floor, you get everything out of the trunk of your car, but your car stays there in the field. That's why it's called because we call it the boot, not the trunk. That's why it's called a car boot sale. Same as like a yard sale, except you take your stuff to a place to sell it, and people can come and walk around, and you know. So yeah, I mean, I did that with all my books. I sold fucking loads, made hundreds of pounds, and took my kids camping actually for a week on it. It was great. But yeah, I got rid of them all because I was moving over to electronic book form, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I do love electronic books. except my Kindle seems to die at a second's notice. Hi, kitty. But I'm annoyed that you can't get everything on Kindle that you can in paperback form. You know? I love being able to carry around books on a Kindle device. I don't read much on my phone because I get eye strain, but I don't on my Kindle. So, you know, I love the fact that I could go on holiday with a Kindle full of fucking books. And, you know, I remember when my son had surgery. He had open heart surgery when he was 10. And I took the entire, then, bearing in mind this was 2003, the entire catalogue of Pern with me. For those of you who don't know what Pern is, I suggest you look it up, especially if you like dragons. Pern is a fantasy series written by the late, great, amazing Anne McCaffrey, and now her son Todd has taken it on. And it is about dragons. It's great. It's a fucking great series. And I took about 20 or 30 books, and the staff couldn't believe it. I had this fucking great suitcase, and they were like, oh wow, you know, you've packed a lot. And I went, yeah, don't be fooled. A good 2/3 of this is books, and even paperback books, because I never do hardback. I don't like hardback. I literally pulled out, like, you know, four items of clothing. And the rest of my suitcase was books. They couldn't believe it. But it's like I said to them, well, at the time I was a chronic insomniac, so I only sleep for like 3 hours a night. What am I supposed to do for the other 21 hours of the day? Especially as Matt slept a lot, because, you know, he'd had surgery and was on morphine and Christ knows what else. So I need something to do. They didn't then provide TVs in every room, not unless you want to pay for it. The internet wasn't a huge thing at the time. iPhones hadn't been invented. Or if they did, I didn't have one. I had a P900. Do you remember them? I loved that phone. Yeah, but streaming services weren't a huge thing. So I needed something to do, so I took all my books. Imagine if I could have taken a Kindle. First I could have gone with a little overnight bag and it would have been great. The other thing we took was Matt's Xbox. They allowed us to do that because he needed something to do and he wasn't a great reader. Yeah, took it in, they pat test it for you, give it back to you as soon as it's done, stick a sticker on it, and you can hook it into their equipment. Awesome. So Matt spent most of the time playing Indiana Jones. But yeah, I mean, imagine if I could have taken a fucking Kindle, that would have been great. Anyway, I'm waffling, aren't I? Gives me something to do while I'm walking. My arm is aching though, holding my phone out. That's why you keep going in close like that. But, oh dear. I'm about a third of the way there. Oh yeah. Called outdoors. There you go. That's my Apple challenge this month, is to do three walking workouts of at least 5 minutes or more. Not even fucking hard, do you know what I mean? I don't know what Carl got, he normally tells me. He probably has told me and I've forgotten. So, my hair. I'm at that point where I know I'm going to bleach it. I know I am. But, you know, does anybody else get this, like when they go for anything, piercing, tattoo, or, you know, a big change with the hair appointment, where you're like really excited, but you go through that absolute like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm going to do this, terror almost, and you argue with yourself about whether you're actually going to do it or not. That's where I am right now. I want to bleach it because I want to get it all grey and then stick a load of grey fillers in it, or white fillers even. But then I'm also like, what if it fucks up? What if it looks really awful? I mean, I suppose if it looks really awful, I do have a box of brown. I can just chuck that one on top and go, fuck it, it didn't work. I'll grow it out naturally. I'm going to have a go at dyeing a couple of my extensions. Because I plan to put the length back in. I don't know whether I'm going to go as long as what I did but I want some length. So I plan on putting that back in. So I thought, well, I'm going to try and dye a couple, bleach a couple and see what happens. So yeah, that's my plan. Because they've got dye and shit on them. Some of them are naturally darker brown that I got off Dread Radar. So we'll see how they take. And then I guess I can go from there. If I really, really hate it, I don't have to use them, do I? So we'll see. And I want to put my Daryl dread back in, and I want to put Callie's dread in, and I want to put Jamie's dread in. And Jamie's dread is long, so I do need a bit more length. But yeah, I want to put these things in my hair, and I miss the length. I think though when I do it, just maybe not quite as long as what it was, because of the amount of headaches I was getting. So while I do want some filler and that, I think I might only bring the length sort of boob length instead of arse length. You know, maybe. We'll see. I don't know, we'll see. You know me, they're all going to go back in, aren't they? Because that's what I'm like. Anyway, my arm's really, really hurting now, so I'm going to stop and listen to the rest of Andrade and get a little. I did really well. I'm glad I came in early because there were already people like pouring through it all. Some of it's already been like undone from the packaging so that you could look at it. I've got 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of trousers, even joggers, 2 pairs of joggers. The only thing I was a bit bummed about was they did sweatshirts, which I would have loved to have got one, but they didn't do them in black. And he's only allowed to wear a black sweatshirt for PE. So he did have one, and he promptly lost it after the second week. So, but I'm hoping everything else I got him will fit. I really hope it does. Because if not, I've just like, well, I mean, I only spent just under 14 quid on all that. So 2 pairs of trousers, 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of joggers. 14 quid. Not fucking complain. And if it doesn't fit, I mean, I doubt I will be able to go back and get stuff that does fit, but I can always return it for a refund, you know, or put it away from Nathaniel, because he'll need it all eventually. So yeah, really pleased with that, really pleased, glad I came in as early as I did. Rob, bless him, because I always walk to school with like one of the parents and the grandkids. We walk up together, we drop Daryl off, and then 20 minutes later Nathaniel goes in to preschool, and Rob was like, you don't have to wait for us if you don't want to, because I always wait with them until Nathaniel goes in. He's like, if you want to shoot down there like straight off, you can. I was like, no, it's fine, I've got to go home and, you know, whatever. So I grabbed my shopping bag and left from the school rather than sort of going home, but my right foot's killing me. Show you a bit of personal history. See this house here? I fell in love in that house for the very first time. Hang on, I just need to adjust my arms. Oh, I accidentally cut you off, sorry. Yeah, I went to a house party in that house years and years and years ago. We used to hang around in this cafe in Shanklin, and one weekend we were there, or 1 week we were there, and this guy, he was like, hey guys, I'm house sitting for somebody, and I've been told I can have a party as long as we don't like wreck the place. So we were like, fuck yeah. So bearing in mind we were all teenagers ranging from 13, 14 and upwards to 19, 20. And I know people are going to be like, you know, what was a 19, 20-year-old doing hanging around with 13, 14-year-old? We were just one big group, and we all got on really, really well. So those of us that needed to get permission told our parents, you know, oh, staying over at such and such's house, and, you know, whatever. We all went shopping. Those of us that could bought booze, and we partied all weekend. That was my first, like, more than one night party. We were there for 2 nights. I didn't go home. I left school on Friday, went home, got changed, grabbed, you know, some changes of undies and whatever, like you do when you're a skanky teenager, out to get laid. Yes, I know, you can all judge me if you like. And we went to the party, and I fell in love for the very first time. I'm not going to give you any information about him. I doubt he watches my videos. He and I still in touch. But yeah. It was a really good weekend. Really good from what I remember. Not that I'm forgetful drunk, but it has been 30 something years. So it was a good weekend. The funny thing is most of us are still friends now. You know, I'm still friends with him. We were together not a huge amount of time, about 4 or 5 months. But he was older than me. He is older than me. And there were reasons that we broke up that weren't actually anything to do with our relationship. We got back together again. 5-6 years later, we've probably been together on and 3 or 4 times for 3 or 4 relationships over the years. He was Stuart's friend in high school. It's a close-knit community here, do you know what I mean? You can't date somebody who is in absolutely no way connected to somebody else, you know. If you're both islanders, and we are all islanders, you know, we're all born and grew up here. So yeah, he and Stuart went to school together. Stuart was the one that basically held me while I cried after he and I broke up. Yeah, Stuart was there for me. And conversely enough, Nathan, his name is. Nathan was the one that came to see me after Stuart died. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. How did we get onto this subject? Oh yeah, we passed the house. Yeah, so it was a great house party. I know that one of the couples that got together at that party are still together now. So that was nice. Yeah. Most of the people that were at that party at some point or another are still on the island. It's one of those places you never really fucking leave, do you know what I mean? Some people get away. I tried. And then I came back again. And I'm stuck here now. Because I won't leave without my family. People know that I don't like living here anymore. I haven't done for a long time. And people say, why don't you go? Because my children are here. And yes, okay, I know that they're adults. But unless they all go, I can't go and leave any of them here without any kind of support. I mean, I could if it was Matt or Xander, because they can cope on their own. They do cope on their own. As it stands at the moment. But my daughter, I help her out a lot, and she has children. I couldn't live that far away and never see my grandchildren. And Kyle as well. You know, Kyle, although he's quite self-sufficient and high functioning, he still needs care. You know, he doesn't want to leave the island. He wouldn't be able to cope. You know, the island is finite because you can only go so far before you sort of hit the edge. You know, if he got lost on the mainland, he wouldn't have that safety net of knowing I get on a bus and eventually end up somewhere that I know. He wouldn't have that. So it would be very scary for him. And, you know, he's sort of, you know, early 30s. And coping with change when you're autistic is horrendous. It really is. And I don't know that he would be able to cope with it at all. So it's not something that he could do. Maybe I should have moved when he was younger. You know, because people say, you know, maybe when your mum's gone you could sell everything up and move. But unless they all sort of agree to come with me, it's not going to happen, is it? And Callie won't go because it's still safer here than it is anywhere else. The children are just about, well, Nathaniel starts school next year. So, you know, she's not going to want to disrupt the children and move. You know, I don't think her family unit would want to move. Maybe I mean, maybe they would, but it's a big step moving that many people, isn't it? So anyway, it ain't gonna happen, so no point talking about it. Right, I'm now heading to Aldi to get some food for dinner because I'm hungry. I've just got to the end of Stranger Things. I didn't know season 5 wasn't out until next year. I'm a mess. Absolute mess. I spent the last sort of part of it going, no, Max, no, Eddie. Oh, absolute mess. Oh, I'm exhausted now. Just thankfully Daryl's at Kiddie Club, so I managed to squeeze in the last episode. So I'm now caught up Stranger Things. I honest to God thought season 5 was already out. I got to the end and I was like, where the fuck is season 5? Only to find out it's not due out until possibly next year. So, yeah, absolutely worn out now, exhausted. So I'm going to go get Daryl. Santa's due around later. He'll be staying for dinner, he'll probably be here all like evening now, so thankfully I haven't started anything new. But yeah.